Hi everyone, strength doesn't always feel like fire in your chest or a battle cry in your throat. Sometimes it feels like silence, like getting out of bed when your heart is heavy, like showing up when everything in you wants to hide. We've been taught to associate strength with how we feel energized, confident, fearless. But that's a lie. The truth is, strength isn't about how you feel in the moment. It's about the decision you make in spite of the moment. When your body's tired, when your mind is full of doubt, and your heart is cracked open, and you still choose to show up, that is strength in its rawest, most powerful form. Strength is a decision, not a sensation. It's the quiet yes you give yourself when everything around you screams no. You don't wait for strength to show up like a lightning bolt. It won't. Strength doesn't walk into the room and take over your life. You have to build it step by painful step, moment by messy moment. Think about the single mom who wakes up every day exhausted, working 2 jobs just to put food on the table. Does she feel strong? Probably not, but is she strong? Absolutely. Why? Because she chooses to keep going. Or the student battling anxiety who still shows up for class, or the man grieving his losses who still helps others smile. These aren't acts powered by feeling strong. These are acts powered by choosing to be strong regardless of how broken they feel inside. That's real power. Life will test you in ways that feel unbearable. The people you love might leave. Your plans might fall apart. Your dreams may feel distant. And in those moments, strength won't feel loud or confident. It will feel like dragging your soul through mud just to keep going. But you go anyway, and that's what makes you strong. It's easy to act tough when everything's going your way. But real strength is revealed when you feel weak, confused, or alone, and you still take the next step. Strength is forged in fire, not in comfort, and you don't have to feel brave to be brave. You just have to act like it until your strength catches up with your choice. Choosing strength doesn't mean you won't cry. It doesn't mean you won't doubt, stumble, or scream into your pillow at 2 a.m. It just means you don't let those moments define your direction. It means you allow yourself to feel, but you don't stay there. Choosing strength means saying, "This hurts, I'm scared, but I won't let this break me." It's in those moments, the ones no one sees, that you become who you truly are. You earn your strength not by being unshakable, but by shaking and standing up anyway. Every time you do that, you reinforce the truth that strength lives inside you, not outside, not in your circumstances, but in your choice to keep going. When you understand that strength is a decision, you stop waiting for the right moment to act. You stop waiting for confidence to arrive or motivation to kick in. You realize that most of your growth will come in moments when you feel the least ridiculous. And yet you rise, you move, you face what's in front of you. And as you do, you begin to see that your feelings don't have to dictate your future. Emotions are real, yes, but they are not permanent. But your decisions, those are what shape your destiny. Strength is choosing to be bigger than your feelings. It's choosing to rise above the noise. It's choosing to be who you said you would be, even when it's hard, especially when it's hard. Struggles aren't here to destroy you, they're here to develop you. Life's not trying to crush you, it's trying to create you. Just like iron is forged in fire, your character is forged in pain. You don't get stronger by avoiding hard times, you get stronger by going through them. Struggles push you to the edge, not to punish you, but to show you what's waiting inside: grit, courage, resilience. You can't grow muscles by lifting feathers. You grow by lifting what feels heavy. Life works the same way. Those moments when you're ready to give up, that's where strength is being built. Not when you're winning, not when you're celebrated, but when you're alone, unsure, and still moving forward. Think of the most inspiring people you know, the ones who carry wisdom, depth, and power. I promise you, none of them were shaped by ease. They've been through storms. They've been knocked down, broken, tested beyond what they thought they could handle. And still they rose. Their strength wasn't born in comfort, it was carved out of struggle. The entrepreneur who failed 3 times before finally succeeding. The addict who fought through the darkness and rebuilt their life. The widow who chose joy again after unspeakable loss. These people didn't wish for strength. They earned it. And they earned it by staying in the fire long enough to become something stronger. Struggles also reveal what's real. When everything is stripped away, your plans, your image, your sense of control, that's when you meet the raw, unfiltered version of yourself. That's where your core is exposed. And that's where the work begins. You start to notice who you are when things don't go your way. Do you panic, blame, shut down? Or do you pause, breathe, and choose to respond? Struggles make you confront yourself. They force you to evolve or stay stuck. And while they're uncomfortable, even painful, they are also sacred. Because every time you survive something that once terrified you, your sense of self expands. And you begin to realize, if I can handle this, what else can I rise above? The truth is, strength has a cost and struggle is the price. You don't get to be powerful without pressure. You don't develop endurance by walking an easy path. When life puts you through the fire, it's not because you're weak, it's because you're ready to be refined. Ready to step into a new version of yourself. You see, struggle isn't the opposite of progress, it is progress. Every tear, every setback, every lonely night, those aren't signs you're failing. They're signs you're growing. You're being stretched, shaped, and prepared for a version of life that demands more of you, because more of you. So don't run from your struggles. Don't numb them, avoid them, or resent them. Learn from them. Ask, what is this moment trying to teach me? Maybe it's resilience. Maybe it's patience. Maybe it's learning to let go. Whatever it is, the lesson is shaping you into someone who doesn't just survive, but someone who thrives. The strongest people you admire didn't skip the struggle. They embraced it. They fell and then they stood up again and again. And every time they did, their foundation got stronger. Their voice got clearer. Their purpose got deeper. Your struggles are not setbacks. They are stepping stones. They are the gym where your greatest self is being trained. You can't always control what happens to you, but you can always control how you respond. That single truth can change your life. Life will throw you curveballs, heartbreak, disappointment, loss, failure. It'll hand you moments that make no sense, that feel unfair, that leave you gasping for breath. But here's where your power lies, in your reaction. Between what happens to you and what you do next, there's a small space. In that space lies your greatest strength. That space is called choice. And when you learn to pause in that moment, to breathe before you react, you take back control. You don't have to let pain define you. You can choose how to carry it. Most people let their emotions decide their next move. Someone hurts them, they explode. Plans fall apart, they spiral. Life gets hard, they shut down. But emotions are like waves, strong, unpredictable, temporary. If you ride every wave without direction, you'll crash. But if you learn to observe the wave, name it, and choose your response, you master the ocean instead of being drowned by it. That's real strength. It's not about pretending you're fine. It's about acknowledging your feelings, but refusing to be led by them. It's pausing to ask, what's the best version of me do right now? Then responding with intention, not impulse. Let's say someone betrays you. You feel angry, hurt, maybe even vengeful. That's human. But now you have two choices: react in a way that matches your pain or respond in a way that matches your values. That's the difference between staying stuck in the storm and rising above it. When you react, you give your power to the problem. But when you respond, you stay rooted in purpose. You say, I refuse to let someone else's behavior decide my character. That's emotional maturity. That's leadership. That's strength. Controlling your response doesn't make you weak, it makes you wise. Think about the greats, the leaders, thinkers, and survivors who changed history. They didn't avoid hard situations, they faced them with clarity. Viktor Frankl, a Holocaust survivor, once said, everything can be taken from a man, but one thing, the last of the human freedoms, to choose one's attitude in any given set of circumstances. He lost his family, his freedom, his dignity, but he chose to respond with meaning. That choice is available to you too. Your situation might be brutal, your pain might be real, but your response, your voice, your character, your next move is still yours to command. That is power, quiet, unshakable, undeniable power. Choosing your response isn't always easy. It requires discipline. It means learning to pause before you speak, reflect before you react, and ground yourself in who you want to be, not just what you're feeling. But it gets easier with practice. The more you train that muscle, the stronger it gets. Eventually, you stop being a victim of your environment. You become the architect of your life. You no longer let people, problems, or pain control your narrative. You take ownership. You stay centered, and you begin to see challenges not as roadblocks, but as arenas to display your growth. When everything around you is falling apart, there's one belief that must never break your belief in yourself. Life will test your confidence. People will doubt your vision. The world will tell you directly or silently that you're not enough. But in those moments when the noise is loud and your path is unclear, your inner voice becomes everything. Self-belief isn't arrogance, it's survival. It's the anchor you hold on to when the storm threatens to carry you away. It's a quiet whisper inside that says, I can. And when that whisper is strong enough, it drowns out the screams of fear, rejection, and insecurity. That voice is your power, and it must be protected. The truth is, not everyone will see your potential. Some will misunderstand it, others will envy it, and many will underestimate it. But their perception of you is not your truth. You were not created to convince anyone of your worth. You were created to walk in it. And that walk begins with you believing in your own ability to grow, to rise, to overcome. Think of every great success story. It didn't start with applause. It started with someone often alone, choosing to believe in their vision when no one else did. Oprah was told she wasn't fit for television. Elon Musk was told Tesla would fail. The difference: they believed in themselves even when the world didn't. Self-belief is not about being perfect, it's about being persistent. It's about looking at your flaws, your mistakes, your past, and still saying, I am worth fighting for. It's deciding to trust yourself even when you failed before. And yes, failure hurts. Yes, setbacks sting, but they don't mean you're broken, they mean you're becoming. And if you can still look in the mirror and say, I believe in the person I'm building, then you are already strong. Because that belief will carry you through moments when talent fades, motivation drops, and doors close. Self-belief is what makes you knock again. It's what makes you rebuild, retreat, restart with fire. You need to understand that self-belief is not optional, it's non-negotiable. It's the foundation of every dream, every goal, every comeback. Without it, you'll always hesitate, always second-guess, always play small. But with it, you'll take risks, you'll speak up, you'll step into rooms that once intimidated you. And more importantly, you'll stay strong in situations where others break. Why? Because you know who you are. You know what you're capable of. And that kind of knowing can't be taught, it's built. Built through experience, through hardship, through choosing again and again to back yourself when it matters most. So if you're in a season right now where you feel unseen, unworthy, or uncertain, remember this: your breakthrough doesn't depend on everyone believing in you. It depends on you believing in you. Your journey might not look like anyone else's. It might be messy, slow, and full of detours, but it is yours. And if you can walk it with conviction, if you can show up every day and speak life into your own name, you'll attract the opportunities, the people, and the energy meant for you. Believe in your voice, believe in your strength, believe in the comeback that's already rising inside you. Because self-belief isn't just how you survive hard times, it's how you rise above them. Strength isn't always loud, it's not always a dramatic breakthrough or a viral comeback. Sometimes strength is just waking up and deciding to try again. It's doing the little things, getting dressed when your mind says don't bother, making that phone call you've been avoiding, showing up for a workout even when your heart feels heavy. These aren't small acts, they're powerful decisions, because in the moments when everything feels overwhelming, one small step can be the difference between staying stuck and slowly moving forward. And forward is forward, even if it's 1 inch at a time. You don't have to sprint. You just have to keep going. We live in a world obsessed with speed and perfection. If you're not achieving big results fast, it feels like you're failing. But that's not how real strength works. Real strength is quiet. It builds slowly, consistently, through the small choices you make each day. Think of a tree growing in a storm. It doesn't shoot up overnight. It pushes through the soil inch by inch, steady and unshaken. You're the same. Every small action, journaling through your pain, choosing to forgive, learning a new skill, saying no to what no longer serves you, adds up. Each one matters. You don't need massive leaps. You need daily steps. There will be days when even a small step feels impossible. On those days, your job isn't to be extraordinary, it's just to not give up. That's the strength most people overlook. Anyone can push forward when life is good. But it takes a deeper kind of courage to move forward when everything hurts. One step, one breath, that's enough. Because those small steps, repeated with faith and effort, become momentum. And once you have momentum, even in its smallest form, you're no longer stuck. You're healing, growing, shifting. You're proving to yourself that you are not done, that your story is still being written. Let me give you a real-world example. Someone battling depression might not have the energy to clean their whole house. But maybe they clean just one corner. That's a win. Someone starting over after failure might not be able to rebuild everything at once. But maybe they make one phone call, send one email, read one chapter. That's a win too. The size of the step doesn't matter, the direction does. You don't need to climb the mountain today. Just take one step toward the base, rest, breathe, then take another tomorrow. That's how resilience is built, not through perfection, but through progress. You are allowed to go slow. You are allowed to stumble. You are allowed to feel tired. But you are not allowed to give up on yourself. Not now, not after everything you've survived. Remember, strength isn't shown in how fast you rise, it's shown in how long you refuse to stay down. Even if today's step is just choosing to believe there will be better days ahead, that's forward. Even if it's just holding on, that's enough. Let the world chase speed. You chase depth. You chase endurance. You chase yourself, growing stronger in the quiet steps nobody sees. Because those are the steps that change everything. You've been through more than you give yourself credit for. Think back. Think of the nights you cried, but still got up the next day. Think of the times you were heartbroken, betrayed, lost, but you still kept going. You didn't break even when it felt like you would. That's not weakness, that's strength. You survived pain that could have hardened you, but instead you grew. You made it through chapters you thought would destroy you. And now those chapters are your proof. Your past isn't just a story, it's evidence that you are built for more. You don't need to wonder if you're strong, just look behind you. Your life already answered that. Sometimes we get so caught up in the present struggle that we forget what we've already overcome. We focus on the mountain in front of us and forget the ones we've already climbed. But your history matters. Your resilience has receipts. You've been hurt, but you've healed. You've been afraid, but you've acted anyway. You've been lost, but you've found new paths. That's not accidental, that's character. That's the kind of strength that's not taught, it's earned. Life has tested you again and again, and you're still standing. Maybe not where you want to be yet, but standing nonetheless, and that means something. Look at your scars not with shame, but with pride. They are not signs of defeat. They are signs of survival. A broken heart that still loves, a tired soul that still dreams, a bruised spirit that still hopes. That is power. Real, unshakable power. The kind of power that doesn't need to prove itself because it's already been proven in silence, in struggle, in the dark. You are stronger than the moment you're in right now. And that strength was shaped by every hardship you didn't think you'd make it through. But you did, and you will again. Your past isn't holding you back, it's preparing you. Think of it like this: every difficult season has given you tools. Patience, because you've waited before. Endurance, because you've pushed through before. Clarity, because you've learned what you won't tolerate. Your history isn't just about pain, it's about power. You now walk with more wisdom, more grit, more compassion because of what you faced. So when the next storm comes in, you don't face it empty-handed. You face it with experience. You face it with a heart that's been through fire and still beats strong. That's not weakness, that's your superpower. So the next time doubt creeps in, when your mind says, you can't do this, respond with truth. Say, I've done harder. Say, I've been through worse and I'm still here. Let your past fuel your future. Let it remind you that even on your worst day, you didn't quit. Even when everything felt hopeless, you held on. That wasn't luck, that was you. The same you that's still breathing, still fighting, still becoming. And if you could survive what you did back then, what makes you think you can't rise now? Your history isn't baggage, your resume, a resume of strength, a legacy of survival. A reminder that you're not starting from weakness, you're starting from power.